And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taps and Jacks. I am your host, Jordan. Stacks on stacks, lads. Joined as always with my guy, Mr. Big Boss, Ben Larson.
Yes, sir.
Live and direct. Thursday night, special night, making up for Sunday. We are going to be doing our top 10 third basemen for 2025 tonight as we head around the diamond. And then we have one more left. We have pitchers
and
DHs, which we'll do on Tuesday night. No show on Sunday with the Super Bowl. So with all that being said, welcome to the show. We are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ, straight to your mobile device. Use promo code George517. It's free to download, free to use. Track your bets. Become a better Sharps app. How we doing, Ben? Thursday night?
Doing well. It was Thirsty Thursday today, so I went over to the watering hole and got a couple beers, came back, had some dinner with a beer, and now I got a little bit of beer with the show. So
Nice.
I'm feeling good. Can't complain about that. Tomorrow's Friday. That's the best day of the week.
Yep.
And yeah, baseball's one more day closer. Pitchers and catchers are on their way to Arizona and Florida right now.
Yep.
Beautiful. Got another good beer. Anybody listen to the show on Tuesday? I did do this backwards, but today I've got the regular Pliny the Elder coming from Russian River. This one's a little bit less potent at it's still 8%. Never mind. So keeps this the same ABV on this one.
Nice.
So, yep.
Well, tell everybody what you're drinking.
So I'm drinking Pliny the Elder. I'm drinking the regular Pliny the Elder. The Tuesday show I had the double dry hopped. So the 2-stage double dry hopped Pliny Elder. That was the first time. This year is the first year that they are bottling it. So I was a little too excited. I should have done the regular first and then the double dry hopped, but I was too excited on that one. So we did double dry hopped first and the regular second. And I've had this before. Great beer. We can get this basically year round now, which is absolutely incredible.
Yep.
So if you're ever on the West Coast, specifically Bay Area or North Bay, definitely get some fresh Pliny.
Some fresh Pliny.
Fresh Pliny.
Hell yeah, man.
How you doing? Feeling better?
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely back to normal basically, which is good. I mean, that shit kicked my ass, and now obviously, Sheree and Pays got hit hard with it. Sheree's down and out. Pays is kind of getting back to normal faster. Obviously, she's younger, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been a ride. It's been a joyous ride the last week. Shouldn't say joyous, but it's been something, man.
There we go.
But yes, man. But big weekend ahead of us. Got some big college basketball games. And obviously the Super Bowl on Sunday, so I'm excited for the weekend, man. I'm excited.
Yep.
All right, so let's
we only really had one signing before we get into our
what was it?
Into our 10. Pete Alonso.
Oh yes.
Back with the Mets.
Yeah.
$54 million deal over 2 years, 30 the first, 24 the second. Much shorter deal than things were expected, but yeah, he's basically the only one who's signed. Supposedly the Astros have offered more on Bregman than where they were in November, which was 156 6-year deal.
But apparently he has like two multi-year deals on the table.
Yeah.
Apparently that's the word on the street. So who knows when he's gonna sign? But the Pete Alonso signing I thought was interesting because I kind of felt like he was crawling back to the Mets, dude. Because
yeah,
there was talk. Remember, Drew Rosenhaus said like months ago, dude, or at least a month ago, that the Mets were the only team that they were willing to do like an opt out with
a 3-year,
yeah,
and an opt out too, yeah.
And so I kind of feel like he definitely didn't get anywhere near what he was looking for on the market, and kind of just came back to the Mets. But I think it's obviously. He's familiar with the Mets. I think it's a good signing. I think it's a good fit. But yeah, man. I mean, like, we talked about this before that Pete Alonso we didn't believe was worth what he thought he was worth, and I think he kind of realized that this offseason.
Yeah. Bob Nightingale said that Alonso was offered a 3-year, $71 million deal by the Mets, and he took 2 years, 54 with an opt-out after 2025.
Yeah, which makes sense because if you have a good year, because the thing is, dude, he had a bad year in a contract year, bro. And that absolutely tanks your value, dude. Like, you cannot have a bad year in a contract year.
Yeah.
So that's why, they were only willing to do the opt-out with the Mets. They weren't letting anybody else offer that. They weren't going to take it. And so he probably went around looking for like a 3-4 year deal at least minimum. And all these other teams are like, bro, you're coming off the worst year of your career. Like, why the fuck would we offer you a 3 or 4 year deal?
Yeah. How do we know that this isn't the start of your
right? And remember I said, Ben, I was like, he cannot make more than Matt Olson. No fucking way. And he basically, he got a AAV basically around the same as Matt Olson. In the low 20s, but
I think he's a sliver higher than Matt Olson.
which for him is a win because Matt Olson's a way better first baseman than he is.
Yep. Yeah, and it definitely is a prove it deal, especially with that 1-year opt out. He's got he's got multiple things to fight for this year. If he gets over 26 home runs, he's the most home run hitting Met in Mets history. He's got this possibility in an opt out. He can opt out and re-sign with the Mets for a higher contract if he balls out this year. If he wants to stay in New York, and not test the market. So, there are options for him, and he is the driver of that.
Yep.
And so it doesn't hurt the Mets at all. If anything,
it's basically like a low risk, high reward for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only thing that would, and even if he opts in, it's only a fucking one more year. So it's like, it's whatever, especially for Cohen. Like, he don't fucking care about that money. Like, fucking 22 million to him is like fucking $22. You know what I mean? Like, So,
I think it's good for the Mets. I think it's a friendly deal for him as well because of that opt out, and gives him reason to play and play hard. So, and I think that's what benefits both.
Oh yeah,
both there.
100%. 100%. All right, let's move into our top 10 third baseman. So this one, I thought this one was difficult. This one was a difficult list, dude.
Yep.
There's about 13 to 14 guys, and a big reason why is because there's a handful of guys that are like coming off injuries that are undoubtedly top 10 third basemen, but they're coming off seasons of injury. So, it made it very interesting. And I have a feeling, and we talked about this before, and we haven't gone over our list with each other's, but I told Ben before we came on, I was like, I guarantee our lists are like totally different.
Yeah,
I think this is
one's
gonna be this is like the outfield one. Like, except outfielders, you have like a plethora of guys to choose from. This one you don't, but I just think it's gonna be very different. So let's start it off, Ben. Who do you have number 10?
Number 10 is a player that was injured and came back last year. And he was productive, but he wasn't what he previously did in his 2023 season. When he was AL Rookie of the Year. So I have Josh Jung at number 10. He just, for me, beat out Isaac Paredes. Paredes was my honorable mention there. So Josh Jung, I think we'll see him come back to his 2023 numbers as long as he can stay healthy. I mean, the broken wrist was, definitely a huge hindrance to him. But I think with the 20 plus home runs and 122 games, if he can get a full season in, he'll be hitting close to 30 home runs there in Texas. And defensively, yeah, there's always a little bit of room for improvement there, but but he played well. He was, very minimal errors.
Well, he didn't play that many games, though.
Well, no, I'm talking in 2023.
Yeah.
2023, 121 games, 4 errors. Last year, 40 games with 3 errors. Turned 23 double plays and had a fielding percentage of .988 in 2023. So, again, this is a great offensive and a really good defensive player. I think you can see him push up, a little bit defensively as he gets a groove in this 2025 year.
Nice. I have Josh Jung on my list, but he is not number 10. Number 10, I have Joey Ortiz, coming off a strong rookie campaign for the Milwaukee Brewers. Would like to see him cut down the K rate a little bit, but nonetheless, 110 WRC plus last year. 100 WRC plus, 235 average. But he had some big hits when the Brewers needed it, and I think he's only gonna add on to that year. So I got Joey Ortiz number 10. Who do you have number 9?
Number 9 is kind of a crapshoot for me because this guy has to stay healthy. And this guy has only played 12 games in 2022, 58 games in 2023, and 82 games in 2024. And this is Royce Lewis. Offensively, incredible. Again, had a little bit of a downhill last year, but I think that's just because he never really was able to get into groove. It was injury, back in, injury, back in, injury, back in. So I think we can see the power come back next year, and defensively he's stout. So obviously not one of the best defensive third baseman, but definitely can hold his own there. So number 9, Royce Lewis.
I have Royce Lewis on my list. He is also, I have him a little higher though.
Yeah.
Number 9, I have Nolan Arenado. Definitely declining. Bat speed's down. Basically all his offensive numbers are down the last couple of years, but he's still one of the best defensive third basemen, and thus I'm going to keep him on the top 10 for now until I see more fall off. So I got Nolan Arenado number 9. Who do you got number 8?
Number 8, I have Manny Machado. Defensively wasn't one of his best years last year, but offensively, he kind of raked last year. So I think we'll see another 30 home run season from him. With the numbers in the high 200s to close to 300 average area. Slugging percentage has definitely kind of gone downhill, but on base has, well, I guess on base has kind of gone downhill these last 2 years too. But he is still a power offensively, and that's where I'm looking at him this year.
So I did not put Machado on my list, and that was one of the hardest ones to leave off. And he only played 100 games last year. He was hurt.
152 last year.
Only 100 at third base though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Love
But
the DH.
but the thing with Machado is like he's only getting a year older. I don't think the Padres are going to be anywhere near as good as they were a year ago, which I think is going to hurt them. But like I don't know, because I love Machado, dude. I think he's a hell of a fucking player, but I just had to make room for these young guys, dude. There's a lot of good young third basemen, bro.
Yep.
So that was the only reason why I left him off. And again, it wouldn't shock me. And I know people are going to fucking comment when we post this clip and they're going to be like, oh, how the fuck is Manny Machado not top 10? Bro, I get it. But, this is also a projection for 2025. And I think there's going to be 10 better third basemen than him this year. So,
yep. And that's the same reason why I didn't put Nolan Arenado on the list. Again, it's just one more year older. There's a little bit of uncertainty on where he's going to land. If he does stay with St. Louis or not. So
yeah, we'll see.
There's question marks for me. So
number 8, I have Josh Young.
Okay.
Of the Texas Rangers. Obviously you alluded to his injuries and, that is of concern, but when he's healthy, I mean, he's one of the better young offensive players in all of baseball, not just third baseman. So I got Josh Young, number 8. And I think it's going to be a bounce back year for the Rangers, dude. And I think Josh Young is going to be a big part of that. So I got Josh Young, number 8. Who do you got, number 7?
Number 7 is a young kid that I think is going to make a splash. He's only played in 50 games so far in his career, 7 in 2023 and 43 in 2024. I think he is going to be your full-time third baseman this year in Tampa Bay, and that's Junior Caminero. One of the up-and-coming kind of stars of baseball, as long as he doesn't go and try to diddle little 17-year-olds with his old shortstop. And offensively, this kid has power, has great numbers. And defensively, he is stout. Watched a lot of his highlights from the Hot Rods, and kid rakes.
Yep. Did not make my list, but I could see why he would be top 10 there. He's probably definitely going to finish this season top 10. Number 7, I have Royce Lewis. I think Royce Lewis is potentially one of the best third basemen in baseball. But again, he's got to stay healthy, dude. Like, it just absolutely destroyed him last year. First game, first at bat, hits a home run and fucking pulls his hamstring running the bases, dude. Misses the next 2 months, comes back and is scorching hot, gets hurt again, and basically his season just floundered from there. So he's got to stay healthy.
Yep.
The hardest part about putting him on this list is because I think the Twins are going to utilize him as a DH a lot so that he doesn't get hurt. And I also have heard rumors that they're going to try him out at second base, maybe even a little bit of first base to try and avoid some injuries. But I got Royce Lewis, number 7, because the guy's a fucking phenomenal baseball player, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even all his advancement, like his bat speed is up there with tops of the league. His barrel percentage. I mean, the guy fucking rakes, dude. He just got to stay healthy.
He just has to stay healthy. Yeah.
All right, who you got, number 6?
Number 6 is a free agent. I got Alex Bregman. He is, offensively and defensively, one of the better shortstops in this league. The big question and why he's at 6 for me is because we don't know where he's going to be. And that causes some question marks for me. Who's going to be his side piece at shortstop? But Gold Glove last year, MVP voted twice in the high teens, low 20s. The 2 previous years, offensive stalwart, defensive stalwart. So
nice. Bregman did not make my list either. Number 6, I have Austin Riley. Again, another guy that was injured last year. And he's got to stay healthy, but I think he's gonna bounce back and have a 2023 type season, which is basically what we've seen of him his entire career. So I got Austin Riley, number 6.
Number 5, I have Austin Riley.
Nice.
Exact same reasoning. I want to see the same thing that he did in 22 and 23, where he was an all-star, and to be honest, 2021 too, where he was an all-star in 22, 23, Silver Slugger in 21 and 23, 6th in MVP voting in 2022, 7th in 21 and 23. Majorly has to rebound off those injuries, but stout offensively and defensively.
Yep. Agreed. Number 5, I have Matt Chapman. And Matt Chapman would make my list even if he was batting 0. That's how good he is defensively. So Matt Chapman, number 5. He's always going to have a very high on base percentage. So I'm not too worried about the low average because he'll always get on base. And last year he hit 27 home runs, dude. So if he could repeat that again, I think that would be huge for him and especially the Giants. So I got Matt Chapman, number 5.
Yep, I have Matt Chapman, number 4. I think he will hit that, at least that 27 mark. He kind of started the season off slow, and his second half of the year was very good offensively. I think adding Contreras at short is just going to make that left side of the infield just unhittable between the two of them. So I think defensively, as almost impossible as it sounds, he can even step up this year from where he was in his previous years.
Yeah.
He could, by the end of the year, be, number 1 on this list if he has an offensively dominant year.
No fucking chance.
Yeah, well, it could happen, but it could happen, okay?
I know you're hoping.
It could happen, okay?
Number 4, I have Mark Vientos of the Mets.
Yeah, he was not on my list.
I mean the guy was incredible last year. He came out of nowhere. He's one of the best fastball hitters in all of baseball. And now that you add Juan Soto into that lineup, I'm telling you right now, this guy's going to see a plethora of fucking fastballs next year, dude. I think he's going to be a lot better than he was last year. Only because of the lineup around him is going to help him be even better. And I mean, the guy was incredible in the playoffs for a rookie, dude.
Where's he going to hit?
I'm assuming it's going to go Lindor, Soto, Vientos. That's
Okay.
my assumption. And then Pete Alonso 4.
Yeah, so all of the... Oh, you think Soto's going to be second?
Yeah, Soto always hits second.
Huh, okay.
Because he's an on-base machine, dude. So, if Lindor gets on and Soto gets on, then Vientos, you're not going to want to walk him to walk the bases loaded. So, I mean, he's going to see a shit ton of fucking fastballs in the fucking middle of the plate.
Yeah. Then if Soto hits one out, then the pitcher's going to be in his head for Vientos.
Yeah, or that. Or you get 2 on and pitcher's erratic because he doesn't want to give up a home run and fucking ends up walking Vientos. And, I think Vientos is going to have a monster year, dude. And he's good defensively, so I got Vientos, number 4.
Yeah,
it's crazy because I wouldn't even had this guy top 25 if we were talking about this beginning of last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not have him on my list. So to be honest, I think our top 3 are the same, but number 3 I have Westberg.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't have him as your number 3.
Nope.
Yeah, when he was in last year, he was incredible at the plate, defensively stout. Kid is young too, 26, and has a lot of time ahead of him. He's got to stay healthy. That's the big thing. 107 games last year, 68 the year before. So No, but also to come in and be an all-star right away like that is impressive.
Yep. I think the guy is fucking incredible. I got Devers number 3, Rafi
Ah,
Devers.
interesting.
And the reason why I put him behind Westberg and obviously Jose Ramirez number 1. The reason why I put him behind is because he's just not very good defensively. He's like one of the worst defensive third basemen in the league. But the guy fucking is just incredible at the plate. And last year, he was having an incredible year until he got hurt. He had that shoulder injury, remember? And fucking derailed his second half of the year. But, you know, he's still one of the best fucking weird ball hitters. Like, the guy will hit a fucking pitch at his head out of the fucking park. He reminds me a lot at the plate of, like, Vlad Guerrero Sr., where, like, he likes the ball in spots that nobody else fucking likes, dude. And he just fucking hits tanks, dude. Yeah. So I got Devers number 3. And then number 2, I have Jordan Westberg.
Okay.
Reason being, 81st percentile in launch angle, 77th percentile in hard hit percentage, 80th percentile in barrel percentage, 80th percentile in exit velocity, 92nd percentile in expected slugging percentage, 92nd percentile in expecting batting average. I think we are going to be talking about him as a top 5 MVP candidate, potentially. And his injury wasn't like, his injury was a freak injury, Ben. It's not like a injury that is like nagging and shit. I mean, the guy got hit in the fucking wrist with a ball, dude. Like, that's just it's a freak injury. Like, yes, it happens, but like, I'd rather have an injury-prone guy like that than a guy like Royce Lewis who fucking tears his hamstring fucking running the bases on a fucking home run, dude.
Yeah.
So I think Jordan Westberg, and Ben, I'm telling you right now, man, the Orioles are going to have a bounce-back year. And Westberg, Gunnar, Adley are going to be big parts of that. Because remember, the Orioles, their downfall started happening when Westberg got hurt. Like, their entire season changed once Westberg got hurt.
Absolutely.
So he's a huge part of it.
Yep.
So,
offensively and defensively.
Yeah. So I got Westberg number 2. Who's your number 2? Devers?
No, Jose Ramirez.
No,
I have this being a down year for Jose Ramirez. I have this being a major down year for the Guardians.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
And I think a big part of that is that, and the reason why he's going to have a down year is because he's got Stephen Kwan ahead of him, and then Kyle Manzardo, where we don't necessarily know what Manzardo's going to contribute to them. Still a young guy, could be positive for them, could not. And then you got Jose Ramirez coming in at third with Santana behind him. And yeah, Santana does have some power, but he isn't the offensive threat that a lot of these other guys have batting behind him. So I don't know how much of the ball he's actually going to see. Is he an incredible baseball player? Absolutely, offensively and defensively. But I think you're going to see a lot of pitching around Jose Ramirez this year because that team is so far behind where they were even last year and the year before.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing about the Guardians is they're really relying on Kyle Manzardo and Big Christmas.
Who hasn't proven himself.
And Big Christmas, Joansky Noel. Like, they're kind of relying on those two guys to really take steps forward. But I mean, the whole reason why they traded Josh Naylor is because they really believe in Kyle Manzardo. I mean, that's the reason why they traded Savali for him, right? So, I mean, this is the thing, dude. Is like, yes, we don't know what those guys are going to be, and we also know that the Guardians were like exponentially hot in the first half of last year and then just like exponentially cooled down, dude. Like, they were night and day different team offensively and defensively in the first half and second half. But you know, it's hard for me not to put Jose Ramirez number 1 because the guy, all he's ever done in this league is produce, dude. No matter who's no matter who's hitting in front of him or behind him, the guy just fucking hits, dude. He hits.
Yeah, I see this as probably closer to still again a good season, which is why he's number 2 for me. But I see this as going to be closer to a 2023 season than we saw him in 2022 and 2024. So
That's fair.
yeah, a little less down.
So who do you have number 1? Rafi Devers?
I have Devers. Yeah.
Okay.
I have Devers. You're right. Defensively, he needs to step it up.
I mean, he's by far the worst defensive guy on either of our lists.
Yeah, but offensively, he is clutch. Again, has power, has precision in his bats, has a good eye. But really just needs to do to have smart plays at third.
Yeah,
which
I agree.
This could be the year that he steps up, and I'm predicting that this is the year that he steps up.
Well, I mean, the guy's won a World Series before.
Yeah.
And last year, I mean, he was having a hell of a good year last year until he got hurt. So, nice, dude. I knew our lists were going to be very different. This one's tough because, like I said, there's a lot of young guys, and then there's a lot of guys that are coming off injury. So this was definitely like one of the more difficult lists to make of all the ones we've made so far.
Yep.
But yeah, man. Like, all right. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
There were some that were definitely all over the place here.
Yeah, I do agree with you about the guard. I do think the Guardians are going to take a step back. So that's why I love the Tigers so much this year, dude. I just think the Tigers have so much more continuity and but the Guardians do get Shane Bieber back as well. You know, so they do have some good things going their way.
They lost a lot of players from last year, though.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they did, but they also gave up on those. They gave those guys up because, I mean, Andres Gimenez is fucking terrible at the plate, dude. The guy's like an excellent defensive second baseman, but it's like, bro, like, you know, at what point are you gonna hit? I mean, they traded for him for fucking Lindor. You know, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, but
they lost Naylor.
Yeah, Manzardo could be better.
Yeah,
who knows? We'll see. But the guy can fucking hit tanks.
Yeah,
I am worried about Jose Ramirez. His bat speed's down. His barrel percentage was down. I mean, it's tough. But that guy just fucking plays, bro. He just does it all. Nice, man. How was the Pliny, Ben?
Pliny's good. I definitely like the double. Was it double dry hopped? 2-stage Pliny better than this regular one. This is still a great beer. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. Compared to the 4.75. This is a solid double IPA that you can, I don't want to say you can drink a lot of, but it's easy to sip. And being at 8%, it doesn't have that over alcohol-y kind of taste and feel to it. Greatly balanced, great pine hop taste to it. Very clear and crisp.
Yep.
So yeah, great beer.
Excellent.
Pliny is always going to be a top double IPA for me.
Yeah, love it. Before we get out of here, Ben, who wins the Super Bowl?
Fucking Kansas City.
Three-peat.
Yep.
Patty. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great game, though. I think it's gonna be a great game.
I think it's going to be a very good game. I do expect to see probably one big run out of Saquon.
I do not.
You don't think he's going to get one big one, huh?
Nah, because the Chiefs don't really allow big runs.
Yeah, he always just seems to find one, though.
I don't know, dude. When you give a guy like Spags 2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah. I think we see one out of Saquon. I don't think we see one out of Jalen Hurts, though. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. Everyone thinks it's gonna be like high scoring. I think it's gonna be fucking a defensive battle.
Mhm.
I really do. All right, thank you everybody for joining us. Like I said, we won't be back on Sunday because of the Super Bowl, so we'll be back Tuesday night. Pitchers, DHs, and then that following Sunday is when we start our division previews. We'll be starting with the AL East.
Yep.
The American League East. So you don't want to miss that. Don't want to miss Tuesday night either. So join us. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Make sure to download the Sharps app, SHARPZ, straight to your mobile device. Use promo code George517. It's free to download, free to use. Track your bets. Become a better Sharps app. Follow us on Twitter at @Taproom_sports. Follow us on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. For Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson, I'm Jordan Stacks on Stacks, lads. We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Later.